days of long ago, created by the cosmic legends of the universe. There stands one man, one great man, a man dedicated to preserving all that is good in pop culture. Loved by few, hated by many. Alone in his fortress of awesomeness, he battled fearlessly against the wolf, the evil, the unjust. To right that which is wrong, to stand for justice, to serve all mankind. He is the one, the only, the comic relief crusader. Hello, everybody, on another fantastic Titillating Tuesdays. It's the day after Monday and time to just feel good about everything. Man, weather's getting warmer. The snow is melting away. It kind of almost snowed a little bit today. That almost kind of got me depressed. But then again, it's warming up and I don't care because it is another Tuesday with all of you folks here at the Geekosphere. And dang, I am pleasantly surprised today because dang, what can I say? Before the show started, well, I just checked and it's like, boom, baby, you hit 700 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Yes, Phantom Boomer, snow. It snowed here a little bit in Alberta. So, yeah, wow, 700 already. That's amazing. God, I can just remember, like, I started this, a little over a year and a half ago? Like, taking my channel seriously. And I'm like, I'm already at 700. This is nuts. This is crazy. Like, I thought, maybe 500 by the time this, this started rolling and gained momentum and stuff like that. I thought, I'd be happy if I reach 500 in 2 years. But it's like a little over a year and a half. I'm at 500 already. I mean, that's nuts. That's crazy. So, well, okay, you know what? First of all, I'm going to greet everybody that's here because that's normally what I do anyway. So, Disney Sheepherder, hail to you if you're still listening. Got a lot of work. I'll try to get on in a little while. Either way, I like the like button. Thank you for licking the like button. Hope you have a great show. Thank you, dude. And we have the Phantom Boomer Explores. Hail to you, dude. And I'm wondering if you are the same Phantom Boomer that everyone knows about. And Phantom Outsider, hail to you, sir. Great to have you here. And Crimson Toys, who I know personally. Great, awesome dude. Check out his Twitter feed, because he is quite prevalent in the gaming world as it is, and a good friend of mine. And yeah, check him out as well. Yeah, snow. We we had a little bit of snow. It was short-lived, and for that I am entirely grateful for that. And I don't want to see it again until at least November. So yeah. And as always, on the top of the chat, you will see a link if you want to join in on this Titillating Tuesday as well. And we'll just see who pops in because this is what makes for a fun and interesting chat, just talking about everything and anything. So I am the same. I initially checked in from my channel ID back on my personal one now. Okay. Well, good to know. I was almost wondering if you had a split personality going on there, or you just decided to change it into something more ominous and foreboding. So, yeah. So I'm surprised. Just right before the show started, it was like, 698, just getting up there slowly but surely. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Just two away from 700. And that was like a couple of hours ago. And then all of a sudden I checked in and, well, that too. Okay. Well, either way, if you want to send more foreboding, then yeah, at the Explorers. But that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your channel. So, um, but yeah, before I was setting up the show and it was like 700. And yeah, and I'm shocked that people are tuning in, people are listening, people are having fun with this chat. And I guess I kind of found a sweet spot with with naming the show that I named Titillating Tuesdays, because why not? And you know, and it's kind of fun how it all started out because thanks, Brandon Boober. I appreciate the congrats. I really honestly do. Um, it all kind of started out with you know, my channel and whatnot, and I really hadn't decided to go live. I just wanted to post videos, and to tell you the truth, I was pretty damn nervous about going live. And I'm sure I told this story before, but you know what? That's okay. If you haven't heard it before, then it's not too bad to recap. So, um, it kind of started out with with doing videos, and then on top of that, going on a podcast that was started by myself and another guy, Shoki Reviews. And then it started out with a guy that paints um figures and whatnot, kind of similar to what Andy Masterson does. And except this guy's been doing it for quite a few years. His name is Sean. He's in Texas. And then later on joined by another guy that does other podcasts named Ricky. And here, I'm going to add the link in the description if you want to check it out. I would highly recommend checking it out. Something we all did, and called and now you made it awkward podcast. So, and we got the Lost Wanderer joining in as well. Podcast. Who does podcasts? Like, hides the link to all three of mine. Don't hide, share away, my friend. So yeah, I mean, started going more and more on that. I got to get back onto that podcast as well because we just we just shoot the shit, so to speak. Hopefully I don't get doxxed now that I said that. So um sorry, YouTube. Um but we would go through about how our weeks have been, what figures we got, and then we talk about topics, what came out, latest trailers, and blah 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 blah. So if you want to just listen to a bunch of guys rant and rave and talk about stuff and talk about nerd stuff as well, then yeah, check them out. Now you've made it awkward podcast, so it's a good podcast. It's not too shabby. So yeah, so that's my plug for those guys, and I hope to bring it on. That didn't sound right. To get back on their podcast because my schedule has been so hectic. So usually as we start things off, we go through the stupid news that I happen to find on the week. And because, well, let's face it, you can never have enough stupid news out there. So this out is what I found. Um, oh my. Yeah. Zookeeper arrested after trying to molest a 500-pound male gorilla. God. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this guy's got some big coolions to want to be able to do that. Dang, this. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Just to look on this guy's face, would not want me to cross him in a dark alley. Yeah, but this out, I thought this was hilarious. From San Diego, California. God, California of all places. Why? Why is it always California? A San Diego Zoo employee has been formally accused of repeated assault. I don't want to say that word just in case on a 15-year-old male gorilla. My God. God, why? Why? I live here. I think I'll stay away from the zoo. No, you live in San Diego? Oh my God, dude. No, 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 no. Um, Akimbo Obwebwe, I hope I pronounced that right, a 29-year-old zoo intern, originally from Gabon, was found guilty of feeding sedatives to Big George, one of the zoo's top attractions, and partaking in sexual activity with the sedated animal. Oh my God. Why? Why, Jesus? Why? Why does this happen? According to unreleased video footage, Obwebwe proceeded to insert the animal's inside his mouth for several minutes, but apparently overestimated the strength of the medication, leading the animal to wake up and lash back at the zookeeper, alerting other employees. Oh my God. Why? Fat amounts hunter. That's really living dangerously. That gorilla could tear him apart. I know, right? I think I'll stay away from that zoo also. Yeah. Odd. Okay. Well, um, aside from this guy looking like, oh dang. Okay. Well, Pop Culture Republic, welcome.
Hello.
You picked an interesting
What in
time.
the world is this?
Yeah. Well,
Do I even want to know?
well, maybe you do. I don't know. This
No, 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 no. I'm just seeing the headline. No.
oh no, just no. Uh like okay.
Oh, goodness.
First of all, A, what possesses a human being to want to do this? B, what makes a human being want to try to molest a 500-pound male gorilla? And C, what makes them think that they can just go ahead and get away with this? I don't understand this. For the love of God, somebody help me make sense of this.
No.
Because there is no
J-
sense to make sense of this.
no, no, there's no sense you can make of that.
No, no, there's not.
Uh,
Hey,
I'll
we got
chalk that
Penny.
up.
Hey,
I'll
Penny.
chalk it up to possession or something.
Yeah, yeah. This, yeah. Um, hmm. You know what? I'm in one way, I'm kind of glad that I've started this interesting segment to start off the show with stupid news out there. But part of me just cringes at finding this. And and Penny, I'm so sorry that you joined in on this time. You must be mortified looking at this news right now. But I'm glad you saw Mario, so I hope it balances out. Um, yeah. So, but you know what? It's the last part of this brief article. where the gorilla, this 500-pound gorilla, wakes up and lashes back at the zookeeper. So, um,
Good.
alert, alerting all the employees. So, um, yeah, that's the long that's the last thing I went confronting me when when doing fellatio on a wild
Oh,
animal. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Oh God, why is the world insane? Why? I, d- I just don't know. Phantom Outsider says they need to throw that guy in with that gorilla's dad after they let the dad know what he did. Oh my God. Hey, hey, gorilla dad. You know what that guy did there to your son? So, oh, sweet Lord Jesus. Yeah, well, what can I say? Don't don't do that. If you work in a zoo, don't do that to
Mm.
any wild animal. Just don't. Just please don't. Lost Wanderer. Imagine how pissed the gorilla is that that this is what found him
Oh.
attractive. Yeah.
I, you know, I have nothing. I
Yeah,
have nothing.
I know the mind boggles, doesn't it?
Why?
Phantom Boober, maybe that guy was visiting from San Francisco. Oh, oh boy. Oh mercy. Okay, well
Uh,
we've had enough of that. So that was a good way to fill up 10 minutes of that time. So um yeah, people, animals are only meant to
uh,
observe, not to conduct intimate relationships with. Please stick with your own species if you can. If you can't, then please
seek
check into Betty
professional help.
Ford. Yes, seek professional help. Check yourself into Betty Ford and stay there for as long as humanly possible or until they kick you out. And then find yourself a shanty town and live there for the rest of your life. Or, yeah.
Go off
And
into the wilderness.
yeah.
Take a long
And
hike in the desert.
yeah, a very long hike and stay there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Phantom Outside. God, I love Phantom Outsiders comments at times. I love it. Think how terrible it is for that gorilla. He was trained, graded, and shipped to live on a damp cement ad. Then this guy abuses him, right? Yeah. Admiral Teague is here. Hail, Admiral Teague. 700 subs. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I hope you walked in at the right time and didn't catch the news. So, check into a motel that allows pets. Yeah, that's a possibility. Crimson
You.
Toys. But did he but did the guy identify as a gorilla before? He- Maybe he did. I mean, he looked probably part gorilla-ish. And that in no way is a racist comment meant to be made whatsoever. I'm just saying that that guy
Oof.
looks pretty hefty and almost gorilla-ish himself. So, yeah, Lost Wanderer, tell me how the Planet of the Apes still started without telling me. I sympathize why he revolted. you you are not wrong. So, oh Lord have mercy. Yeah. So, um, before we get started, there is something that I do want to share.
Okay.
Um, that is,
Something for
yeah.
mental cleansing, I hope.
Before we,
Because, woof.
yes, actually, it is quite mental cleansing. So, yeah, because as announced on, if any of you guys are currently subscribed to King Dolphin TV, I just kind of want to announce this.
Mm.
Currently, right now, with Raymond Feliciano over at King Dolphin TV, and I will include the link in the description because
Oh,
all hail
cool.
King Dolphin. and because he is a good friend of mine. And hello, JJ Abrams. you you just you just missed the funny news, dude. You just missed it. Um, so I don't know if you will be horrified, mortified, or just laugh out loud, or all three. Link, yeah, I put the link in the chat. Yes, and John Rendell's here. Hail, John Rendell. Yeah, so to everybody that's in the chat so far, I put the link in the chat. Please check out King Dolphin, Raymond Feliciano. And oh, you're just doing a just quick low eating supper right now. That's okay. You can listen and eat at the same time. I won't judge. So anyway, so as some of you may know, King Dolphin, aka Raymond Feliciano, has got two books out called The Dolphin Wars, and with a third one following out pretty soon. Right now, it's going through the editing phases and whatnot. And we are collaborating slowly but surely on a prequel comic. And this takes place kind of before the prequel chapter in chapter 1 in his first book, The Dolphin Wars. And yeah, so we're getting together because I kind of announced last year on a and we have George Lucas.
Mr. Lucas.
Hail, Mr. Lucas. I love you and Star Wars. Please take it away from Kathleen Kennedy. She is a blight on society and a boil on the ass of pop culture in general. So, yeah, he is, or she is, I should say. So I don't want to assume her gender. So I'll put it to you that way. So this book, this comic, will take place before the prequel in his first book, The Dolphin Wars, and chapter 1. And it'll tell the story of Tanya and the other one in the book. And I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I got a lot of things on my mind. Tanya and what will eventually be her husband, Tran. And it's a sci-fi book. I would highly recommend picking it up from him because he has both books on sale right now with like I mentioned, the third one on the way. And so right now I'm doing the character creations for the comic.
Cool.
So yeah, so this is the first one that I got done so far. I'm kind of working on the logo for the comic, as you can kind of see there. And this one is of Lieutenant Tanya Levy. I thought it was pronounced Levi, but I was horribly mistaken, and it's actually pronounced Levy. So she's an Israeli soldier from Tel Aviv, and so I'm slowly but surely, bit by bit, putting this out there. And so I guess you could say this is also a Comic Relief Crusader exclusive as well. So he showed a little bit on his channel at King Dolphin TV. So to all of you in the chat, please subscribe over to Raymond Feliciano King Dolphin TV's channel as well. He can sure use the help, and great guy, and he has interviews all the time every Wednesday with various creators and whatnot. I think this Wednesday he has Gary Ambrosia on, and I believe next week he has Hungry Boy, who is a legend in the comic field, who keeps his identity a mystery. Oh, and what's this? JJ Abrams. I played a prank on Mexican Iron Man. First I was Steven Spielberg, then I changed it to JJ Abrams, and now I have 14 days to change my name back to Gap After Dark. Oh, Gap, you scoundrel, you. Oh, love it. So yeah, so this is something that we're planning out, and I promised him tonight I would drop little tidbits of how progress is going. So this is going to be a collaboration between him and I. with his book and me a launching point for reintroducing a comic label that I had like 30 years ago with a bunch of guys, and we called ourselves Drop Off Comics. And back in the mid 90s, we kind of split up like the Beatles.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, and we had a few fanzines out and whatnot. And, haven't done anything, but lately, things like Clobbering Times and, a lot of people out there, I've just been slowly refinding my love of comics and stuff.
That's
And
cool. Yeah.
yeah, and this is something I'm getting back into. So this is going to be a joint effort. And when pages start coming out, we're going to, I don't know, put it on Patreon or GoFundMe or something like that out there. And yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right.
Yeah. Phantom Outsider must be hot like Gal Gadot. You're right. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying. So I'm hoping not to fail you guys. This is kind of an itch that I've been wanting to scratch for a long time. Getting back into comics and doing that. And I mean, obviously there's a manga influence and
I was about to say it looks like it's a manga influence to it.
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, the thing that I was kind of struggling with is wanting to draw again
Yeah.
and get back into comics is, what kind of style do I want to look at again? And I've been thinking of a more contemporary, I suppose you could say, North American style, I suppose,
Hmm.
or or get back into manga. And I've always loved manga. It's just more fun.
Yeah.
It's it doesn't matter what it is. There's always something different coming out in manga where along the North American lines, it's always I don't want to say it's always the same old superhero kind of stuff, but it's always the same old superheroes.
Yeah.
If you kind of catch my meaning, right?
Yeah.
With manga, it doesn't matter what kind of manga. Somebody's always got some sort of weird, different idea that no one's thought of before, and that's what intrigues me more about manga
Yeah.
than
Because
than
there's
anything
always
else.
an element of creativity and imagination there that's largely been absent in Western storytelling.
Yeah, and now, I mean, manga's been outselling uh a lot of stuff out there where Disney and
Yeah.
DC and Marvel are failing miserably. So
Aren't they, though? That's something else.
it is. And this is another idea of mine that I'm kind of working on for my own label. Um of a
Wow.
character that I'm doing. And yeah, again, manga influence and whatnot. And this is going to be my own book that I'm going to be working on, kind of like alongside um Raymond Feliciano's book. And this one's going to be a little bit different, of more of a, how should I put it, um Nephilim hunter. And if you know what the Nephilim are,
Huh.
it's kind of like, I'm planning on making this book more like a kind of a cryptids kind of Nephilim hunter book. And what the Nephilim are is, if any of you know even a little bit about biblical stories and stuff like that, it kind of goes hand in hand with, like, cryptids, like, say, the Mothman or Chupacabra, or or Loch Ness or something like that, right? it kind of goes along the same lines of what was it in Genesis, and I believe in the book of Enoch. It mentions how the sons of God, and translated from the Hebrew, they're basically angels, and how they took onto them wives, right?
Yeah,
Like
the fallen
human
angels, right?
wives, exactly, and
Creating
unto
offspring.
them, yeah, creating offspring, which are known as the Nephilim, which
Hmm.
happen to be giants and stuff like that. So this storyline is kind of going to go in that direction with this, where you have this young woman, either in her late teens or maybe early 20s, and she comes across her grandfather's, how should I put it, kind of like a secret basement, where she kind of finds out that she is, how should I put it, descended from a line of cryptid hunters, Nephilim hunters of sorts. So she goes through the whole thing of learning how to use weapons and whatnot, guns and swords and knives and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And she's quite aloof at first, but and so she's got to start out small. So I think the first one that I was going to pick was something like, I don't know, like Chupacabra or something like that, right? And then eventually work her way up to, I don't know, Bigfoot or
Right.
the Yeti or Loch Ness monster or something like that, right? And just go on these weird, wild adventures and stuff like that. So that's another idea of mine.
Oh, that's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, so lots of plans. Phantom Outsider. I'm sorry, I was apparently I was talking to me. Apparently, phantoms all share in the same multiversal knowledge of the omniverse. I get it. I get it. Totally understand. I seem to have lost audio. So, so have I. So my bad. Split personality. What can I say? So yeah, so this is some of the stuff that I got planned. So yeah, so it's gonna be a wild ride. Gonna be a wild ride. And yeah, so promoting Raymond Feliciano's channel, King Dolphin, and and promoting the
Yeah.
book as it comes out bit by bit. So I hope you guys check him out and subscribe to his channel. It's a lot of fun. I mean, my God, even a couple of weeks ago, and if John Rendell is still in the chat, which I'm sure that he is, what was it? A couple of weeks ago, it was supposed to be, St. Patrick's Day, and it got entirely sidelined by talking about Cornhub. No, not Pornhub, but Cornhub. And the entire stream for about 3 to 4 hours was dedicated to corn. So,
Okay.
and Cornhub. So, and it was there he is. Yeah, here I am. So John Rendell can attest to that. It was, oh my God, it was
Corn
amazing.
Hub forever, he says.
Cornhub forever. So, oh, it was nuts, because here I am at work. Yeah, that stream was epic comedy. It was. It really, honest to God, was. Because I believe we had Wendy Webb. I don't know if you know who Wendy Webb is.
No.
She works in the hospital. She's hilarious. She works in trauma in the hospital,
Ah.
and yeah, and she was visiting her parents, and she ended up putting it on, and apparently her dad and her brothers and pretty much all in the family on Thanksgiving Day ended up watching Cornhub, and watching corn get slathered in butter and barbecued, and in corny threesomes of 3 cobs of corn and stuff like that. So it was hilarious. So yeah, I swear to God,
Okay.
go check him out. So oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
goodness.
it's great fun. So So to everybody, same old, same old. We got a link going on here. If you want to join in on the chat, there is the link to drop on by and partake on a titillating Tuesday. So let's see what's going on in the news this week. Well, Super Mario is out, and I thought this was hilarious because everybody remembers the original Mario Brothers that came out in the
Whether we
early
want to
90s,
or not.
whether we want to or not. That's right. And how John Leguizamo was in it, and what a bomb it was on top of that. Thank God he was Luigi, because
Yep.
his comment just shows what a loser I guess he is. So John Leguizamo says he refuses to watch Super Mario Brothers because it didn't cast any Latin actors. I was groundbreaking, and then they stopped the groundbreaking. No, John, it was not groundbreaking at all. You know, and the rest of pop culturedom know what a flop that movie was. Oh my God.
He was groundbreaking, as in he was the first Latin actor hired. I don't follow that.
I don't follow that either, because here's the thing, and I don't know if anybody catches this, but Mario and Luigi are Italian.
Hmm.
They're not Latin. They're not of Spanish descent.
Yeah,
They're not of Mexican descent. They're Italian.
that's just a small point, though. If you try really hard,
God. Like, your argument is invalid at that point.
pretty
What
much.
is God? I just thought this is so hilarious. Whether the result of a case of sour grapes or a general need to virtue signal, I think it's both.
Yeah,
Actor John Leguizamo has declared that he will absolutely not be seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie because the film does not star any Latin actors. Well, nobody cares what you think. And we
yeah.
got Admiral Teague. Hail, Admiral Teague.
Hello.
Hell, congratulations. I see you're now at 701.
Yep.
I'm at, oh, really?
Look at
I'm at
that.
701. Well, awesome.
You have twice as many people and then some as it would take to man a Constitution class starship.
I will take that starship, and I will bring the message out to the stars, my friend.
Remember
So,
this day. Keep it in your heart always.
exactly. And not in my pocket. So, Crimson Toys. Exactly. Mafia of the toilets. So, God.
So
I just thought this
see
is
here. I want to say, as a Latino, I'm giving you permission to go ahead and continue discussing John Leguizamo.
Are you?
That's cool.
I appreciate
I am
that.
I am Latino. I'm sorry.
That's mighty Latino of you to
Yeah.
allow that to happen. So
You'll notice your
Thank-
wallet is already gone.
yeah, damn it. So yeah, so this is just so, it's so silly. It's so stupid at the same, it's so sillily stupid. That's not even a word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Leguizamo, who previously portrayed Mario's green-hatted brother Luigi in Hollywood's 1993 live-action take on the Nintendo icon, voices discontent with the Nintendo's icon late a silver screen outing while taking photos with fans on the streets of New York City. Well, good for him. So,
That's
approached
nice.
by TMZ, yeah, how good for him to grace everybody with his presence. So,
I mean, he lives here, so big fucking deal.
yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm amazed that anybody like really gives a damn. So,
Like
but wait a
Harrison
minute.
Ford seen at airport.
I mean, if he was there, you know, taking pictures when the movie came out, you know, isn't he kind of like inadvertently promoting it then? By
I mean,
by
I'm
being there.
trying to assess Leguizamo's current relevance. I mean, looking at
That's-
this Mario Brothers '93 movie, that is
Yeah.
almost an admirable cast. I mean, you get Samantha Mathis, Dennis Hopper, John Leguizamo, and Bob Hoskins. I mean, all
Yep.
Yeah.
fairly desirable act. Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
Mojo
Yeah.
Nixon. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly right.
And now let's see what Leguizamo's up to now as I
Yeah.
IMDb
That's-
around.
Yeah, I don't know what he's been doing recently.
Is
I'm
he
at a
on?
loss.
I
I
would
have no
hope that
idea.
he's on Bel Air, the dramatic
Oh,
telling of the
oh,
events
that.
of the problematic show Prince of Bel Air. He's
Right.
very busy. The Power, Violent Night, Batman: The Audio Adventures. I mean, Violent Night was everyone was talking about. He's Scrooge in that, so it looks like it was probably a big role. Good for him. So
yeah.
he's not doing bad. He's just a grumpy
Okay.
guy, I guess. Or
Yeah, I guess
something to say.
a grumpy old man. So, approached by TMZ during his impromptu meet and greet, which occurred on the same day that Super Mario Brothers movie released in theaters, Leguizamo was asked by the celebrity gossip outlet if he would be catching the film, to which he reportedly declared, "No, I will not." They could have included a Latin character, explained the Encanto star via a transcript of TMZ's conversation provided by Variety. Like I was groundbreaking, and then they stopped the groundbreaking. They messed up the inclusion. They disincluded. Just cast some Latin folks. We're 20% of the population, the largest people of color group, and we are underrepresented.
Can I just say the man born Damian Garcia is 64 years old? So yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you've had your day in the sun. Come
Yeah.
on. I don't want to hear a 60.
Did very well for yourself, actually.
He did.
Precisely, right?
How many people shoot Han Solo and get away with it?
That's right. Phantom Boomer says everybody knows that Jennifer Lawrence was the first Latin actor cast in anything.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we know her in Latino circles as a real groundbreaker. Rita Morano, a distant second.
Oh yeah. Damn you, Jennifer Lawrence.
By the way,
Getting
speaking
first
of
in
Rita
everything.
Morano, 80 for Brady, hell of a movie. Check out my review.
Oh, that I will in spades.
I want to be honest. I kept it to 5 minutes, but that movie was actually fun to watch.
Really?
I was surprised. It was a dare because the commercial was on during Picard.
Oh yeah.
So we were just like, would you, maybe with Hanoi Jane? And I couldn't believe she's 80 fucking 5. But
Wow.
This was a fun movie that I watched with my family on Easter so that I wouldn't have to talk to anybody. And it went over great. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is just long enough to get from dinner to when you have to say, well, time to go. I didn't have to talk to anybody I didn't like at all. And it had like a football angle for the guys and like a cute story of like Golden Girls meets Sex in the City, which I guess they're the same thing now. Golden Girls has met Sex in the City.
Oh yeah,
vice
that's
versa.
true. Yeah.
But it was fun and funny. And when they all do drugs and get high, they're like, well, we were hippies. We can handle this, which was maybe the funniest part of the movie.
So it's Golden Girls. I love that.
But the thing is, when they're dosed with gummies, and this movie was all product placement and made probably by the NFL. And I was laughing at the end. It's based on a true story. So I'm thinking, did Tom Brady have 320 years worth of sex one time with these women?
Oh, God. Crimson Joe Toys, jokes on you. Nothing's in my wallet. So.
And by the way, Mike, I think one of the reasons you have 700 subs is because you are such a funny guy and such a great host. Thanks for crazy old Admiral T going.
I try. And you're always welcome, dude. Phantom Boomer, I can't even afford a wallet. Have you seen the prices lately? Phantom Outsider, what? You don't want to take out that third mortgage for waffles?
I just did that for eggs. Come on. I'm financing a dozen eggs. I think I'll have them paid off by the end of the month.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I only have, if I give blood.
That's right. I'm hoping to have my eggs paid off by maybe 2032. So, yeah, if I'm lucky. Pressed once more by TMZ on whether he had any intentions of catching the Illumination's animated efforts, Leguizamo bluntly exclaimed, "Hell no." So Leguizamo's reaction comes as no surprise, given that the actor has long been critical of the Super Mario Brothers movie lack of Latin talent. Well, again, nobody cares what you think, so
Yeah.
you're lucky that you're still barely relevant.
You're the
And
male
again,
Gwyneth Paltrow with these comments too.
that's right. And again, they're Italian. not Latin. So
Yeah.
there
By
you
the
go.
way, I'm on the Goop website right now because that's a
Oh,
place
are
I
you?
like to hang out. Yeah, I'm looking behind the scenes of Gwyneth's eye cream party. It looks like it was a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So does it smell like her
Yeah, I would say
candle?
I was able to get my apartment to smell like Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina without having to buy a candle, and we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So in 2021, shortly after the film's announcement, the actor took to his personal Twitter, of course he did, account to complain, so glad Super Mario Brothers is getting a reboot. Obviously, it's iconic enough, but too bad they went all white. Oh, wow. Well, isn't that statement at least racist in itself? No
Ooh.
Latinx. Oh, God, he said Latinx.
Oh no.
Can I just
No,
point out Italian people have only been considered white since around World War One?
Yeah, pretty much. So, so no Latinx in the leads. Oh God, he went full.
I want to take that one step farther. There are no Latinx. This does not exist. If you call me this,
Exactly.
it's the only racial pejorative you might get me angry about.
Yep. Groundbreaking colorblind casting in the original. Plus, I'm the only one who knows how to make this movie script wise. Oh, come off it.
Oh.
All right, so
No, you don't.
in
Oh,
other news,
come
John
on.
Leguizamo still loves to smoke weed and drink.
Yeah. Plus,
does
on
it
top of
sit
that,
with
when he
it?
played Violator in Spawn, that didn't help matters either.
No.
Oh,
This
God,
is
that was horrid.
this sounds like sour grapes and hey, look at me. I'm still relevant. I'm
there a
still here,
moment-
guys.
Is there a moment that's the nadir of the movie Spawn? I mean, it just starts terrible and the bottom falls out. Is it when the toy throws the other toy through the wall and then fights in the alleyway? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Wanda!
Yeah. Crimson Toys and Latin X. Isn't that porno? It's close. So, and Phantom Boomer waffles. I have to scrounge for moldy bread to make my own penicillin. Oh God.
I admire your sense of purpose, though.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Save on one to be able to get the other for free. So
Just buy some
penicillin and
oranges
juice.
now, and you'll have penicillin in like 2 or 3 weeks. Isn't that what it grows on, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I think moldy bread is you grow psilocybin. So I mean, go for both.
Yeah, it's a win-win. So, and pretty soon you'll be able to dispense it yourself and make a lot of money instead of big pharma. So, yeah. So no Latinx. Oh God, like, does it
That one,
matter?
I am offended by that word. It does matter to me if you call me that because it's just like, no, I'm Latino or Hispanic. I don't need to be part of the. When you come back at me and tell me someone is like Italian X, then I'll be acceptant of Latinx.
Oh,
If you're
there you
gonna
go.
Just let's make every race default non-binary. It's like, no, go fuck yourself. My Latino brothers from the Philippines, and my Latino brothers from places as far away as like that.
Yeah.
Like we didn't do that. And sisters, there's the word Latino and Latinas. All right. So like the collective Latino or Hispanic, that's fine. But if you start calling people Latinx, like, get ready to get fucking yelled at or hit or just look that funny. At least
Exactly.
look that funny. And we all have knives.
And at least 97% of Latino people agree with you. So
I would not approach the ones who do not. Anyone identifying as Latinx, I would say you back away slowly.
Yeah.
Hold up some
Yeah.
holy water if you have it. Fuck them. Goddamn Latinx.
Oh God.
I'm racist. Oh, no, I don't want to say it that way. You'll get in trouble. I have issues with Latinx people as a Latin person myself.
Yeah.
This Cuban has a real problem with that term.
There you go.
Yeah.
That'll be what fucking
I
called.
can understand.
My grandfather
me
didn't fight
too,
in
I
World
did
War
too,
II,
last
so you
month.
could. My grandfather didn't fight in World War II, so we could be called Latinx. Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Speaking with IndieWire on November 2022, Leguizamo would again take issue with what he saw in the film's lack of representation. God, this guy's a complainer, isn't he?
Oh man.
But he knows who to complain to. Like this bullshit
True.
will kind of resonate. And you know what? He's hashtag chasing with his complaint. He's just combining. John Leguizamo here is just speaking in mean tweets.
Oh yeah,
He really is. He's hashtag chasing. He's chasing this movie that's not doing so bad. He's got a connection to it. He could try a loving approach, but he's taking a punitive approach. And I guess his idea is they'll give him money to go away.
Could be.
He was like $300,000. Please just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. In the 86 film, directors Annabelle Jankel and Rocky Morton fought really hard for me to be in the lead because I was a Latin man. And the studio, didn't want me to be the lead. No, it's because at the time you were an up and rising comedian and you were popular. So
and you're now 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So isn't that a Beatles song about an age where we become redundantly useless? I mean, John, get yourself a Beatles greatest hits, buddy.
Yep. They fought really hard, and it was such a breakthrough for them to go backwards and not another act of color. Kind of sucks. No, it's animated. It's
right by mistake though. It's a breakthrough. It's different.
It's a video game character.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, this was okay. What he did with Dennis Hopper and the rest of them was live action. Okay, yep. This is animated. Nobody is seeing the actual voice actors. And then on top of that,
his argument is like the reason we don't have Apu anymore.
Yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah. So this is why we can't have nice things.
Thank you. Come again with that argument.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Come again. So, and yet, despite all of Leguizamo's bleedings, the Super Mario movie actually does feature a Latin actor. Oh my God! And a somewhat prominent one at that in its cast.
Ana de Armas?
Oh, say done so. Given the mother's birthplace in the San Fernando de Aperture and his confirmed blood relation to numerous individuals within the region, Fred Armisen, who voices Donkey Kong's father, Cranky, in the animated film, veritably possesses Venezuelan heritage.
There's Elizabeth Warren. Fred Armisen, the Elizabeth Warren of Venezuela.
Look at that.
Well, there you go.
Slam dunk right there. Oh, my God. Shut the hell up, Leguizamo. There's your representation. But I bet you he'll still complain because, well, they made him an ape.
If they put Cameron Diaz in this movie, he'd be like, yeah, but, you know, she's a light-skinned Latino. Like, this guy's just looking for a way. Charlie Sheen is almost as Latino as his brother Emilio Estevez. People need to know that.
This is true.
Yep.
So, but it's true. He does have Venezuelan heritage. So, and you know what? I got to say, from what I've seen, he plays it so good. Cranky. Fred Armisen. Oh God, it's good.
It's a good drummer too.
It is good. Yeah, Super Mario theaters and it's in theaters now. Yeah. So and apparently, Penny mentioned before that she did see it. So and we got Gear to be Floofy. How's it going, dude? I'm glad that you were here today. So yes, and and they have a little Yoshi, a couple of Yoshis actually in the movie too as well.
Oh, I thought that Gear to Bluffy was calling out to Josh, but using the Spanish spelling.
That could be. I could be mistaken. That Leguizamo guy, all pissy about not being in this movie, was priceless. Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
Did his PR advice come from like 2017? Because this is just no longer really considered that viable or that nice of a strategy to go around using.
No, it isn't. It isn't.
It's kind of fallen out of favor to act this way, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, right. Yeah. Because here's the thing. Despite all his bitching and complaining, I kind of pulled this up from Variety. Okay. About what video game adaptations can learn from the Super Mario movie. So, and I just happened to see this, how much it's made so far. Domestic opening, $146.4 million. And that's just right now in the first weekend of opening.
So
and global gross, exactly. And the global gross, $377 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, a powerhouse here.
Over double.
I don't think if you released a Star Wars movie right now, it would do this well.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
Imagine dropping the Mandalorian season in fucking theaters by the time weekend 2 came around. Holy fuck. And let's not talk about Picard. No, let's talk about Picard later, but let's not talk about him now.
Phantom Boomer Explorers did not mean to overstep, got caught up in the moment. That's okay, dude. If you have to talk to yourself, you go ahead and talk to yourself. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, and worldwide, this is over double. This is way over double. So you know what? Despite his bitching and complaining, it's not going to affect the movie whatsoever. And here's the other thing, because I've written an article somewhere. I can't find the article right now, but I know that Nintendo, because they're very protective about their property and how it goes out there, they watched the development of this movie like a hawk. They said they did not want any woke crap in it. They didn't want Peach to maybe, overshine Mario or outperform, because this is a Mario movie. This is not a Peach movie. And apparently, from what Nintendo said, and I wish I could find the article again, they said depending on how this movie does in the box office, then they will quite possibly look at a Zelda movie. Ooh. Now, I don't know if that would be, animated or if it would be live action. I really can't see live action.
I couldn't either.
No, I could see definitely animated,
Disney, right?
What's that?
It's not Disney, so maybe they'll be smart enough to stay away from the live action level.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Nintendo would stay far, far away from anything Disney.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the tradition of how Disney makes television. Yeah. And wow, I'm going to tell you something. I'm hearing some stuff about this new stuff that's going to be coming on Disney Plus in the future, and it's just as bad or worse as what we've gotten so far. It's not about to get any better there.
No, I think I've heard similar things about what's coming on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen things too. I've seen. Fucking seen
Geared
things.
To be Luffy. Pratt did good, but I still would have loved the Mario voice actor to do the role of for the movie. Yeah, I would have been okay with that too.
And bring back Bob Hoskins I would bring back Bob Hoskins for a cameo first.
That would have been nice.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a Beatles movie, right? He's in Spice World, which more importantly.
That's right, he was. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I'm surprised we didn't see him when the Mandalorian went to Spice World in that episode where Bo-Katan gets the Darksaber because she's the bestest ever. Because that's
right.
Jack Black and Lizzo seem to be presiding over. That seemed to be Spice World.
Yeah, that was totally Spice World.
That was apparently Spice World. And by the way, if there's another Death Star out there, I got a planet for you. After you get rid of there are a couple of planets. After we get rid of Naboo, this planet is number 2.
Yeah. God, why didn't I have my show on Wednesdays? Because I would have ranted and raved about that episode of Mandalorian. My
Mike,
God.
If you had a Death Star, what Star Wars planet do you destroy next?
Well, let's see. Oh my God. Okay.
Coruscant and end it all.
We kind of get to see Coruscant get destroyed in the form of the weird sub-in planet. Was it Hosnian Prime in TFA?
Yeah, I think first I would destroy the Jack Black planet.
No, I would be. You know what? I would sign off on that mission where I did very well.
Yep, and then I think whatever that planet was in The Force Awakens, that next, because then we wouldn't have to put up with the trilogy that we got.
Maz Kanata's planet, or the planet that they start out on?
The planet they start out on with that they made
Jerk
into
off.
a Death Star. Yeah, exactly.
Jerk off. Yeah.
Okay.
Destroy Jerk off and destroy Rey along with it. But then we would just have Space Rey until she made it to like another planet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She would have like a Dragon Ball shield, and we'd have to watch a whole movie of just her flying through space. And people would fight for that movie. I've come up with a tautology about Disney and how bad it is, and a solution. Boy. Here's the thing: there's a famous filmmaker who's finally run out of gas, who writes movies exactly like George Lucas, in my opinion. He's a kind of a poor man's George Lucas. I give you none other than the not so great but still pretty good Roland Emmerich.
Oh,
And
yeah.
here's
Okay.
now here's my test, gentlemen. I ask you this: would
Okay.
people have not fought for the idea that Moonfall was actually a great movie if it was a Star Wars Moonfall and happened on another planet? No, the Force could make the moon do that. It was a great, serious. I'm telling you, Raleigh,
Whoa.
call Disney.
Mm.
Because Jon Favreau is out of ideas and doesn't want to listen to it. And you can always just pretend that you don't speak English. You speak German. Just be like, was ist das?
Yeah, was ist das Mule happening right now?
It's downfall in space. That's what I want to tell you. No, that's
Yeah.
Picard. That's Picard. In the words of my second in command, my science officer, PCB, how can you have downfall in space where there is no down?
No, you got a point there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. And we've hit the 1 hour mark. So going to take a very brief commercial break by Omega Mart.
Oh boy.
It's laundry day at Omega Mart. Save on name brands like Omega Point, now just $6.99. Plausible deniability, only $5.87. And done. No time for it? You're done. Just 2 for $10 or 3 for $7 when you spend $20 or more with the valid coupon. Limited to 1 coupon per customer. Price is good through December 12th. See in store for details. That's Omega Savings. That's Omega Mart.
Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you.
Got some plausible deniability left over from the Clinton administration, ladies and gentlemen. Got the last of
There we
it right
go.
now.
There we
That's
go.
it right there.
Remember, Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you. So I love those commercials, man.
Somebody creates some pretty fun, great commercials.
I know. I love them so much.
Yeah.
God, this is what every store needs to be like.
I would put up with the weirdness of it just for the weirdness of it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I could go to Omega Mart for like 2 hours, leave with nothing, just walk around. I would want to be very stoned, but I mean,
well, yeah, of course.
it's a mystery in a box, right? Omega Mart. It's a mystery box.
Right. Exactly. You'll never know what'll happen. Yeah. So, Roland Emmerich.
I'm telling you, apply the Moonfall test to Star Wars, and I'm telling you, it would pass. I could see if that was a Disney Plus series, people being like, the only reason you don't like it is because you hate, Halle Berry, Academy Award winner, and great, leader in the Black community. I'd just be like, I like her ex-husband David Justice as a former Yankee. Is that good enough? But I mean, quite honestly, I think people would fight and stand for Moonfall if it was Star Wars Moonfall and just happened on another planet.
You know what? Okay, then if that was a series, if it was a series, aside from making it like a Star Wars Moonfall, if it was just a series on Disney Plus, I'd kind of be okay with it.
Not to mention that Moonfall was okay until like the end, where it sucks for like the last half hour.
Yeah, because if there's one thing I love about Roland Emmerich and his movies, I mean, he can make a real good disaster movie, right? I mean, I don't know when. Oh God, what was it? It was like mid-90s when Independence Day came out. I must have seen that movie about maybe 9 times in the movie theater.
Mike, it came out on July 4th, 1996, the day we fought back.
Yes, right.
Don't you remember? I remember where I was when the Harvester aliens attacked New York, and President Whitmore said, in less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. You will be taking part in the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
It was an awesome movie.
You know what? The thing is, it was like engaging and confusing until the president's speech. And then for the last like 35 minutes, you're so into it. You're like, it redeems the first half of the movie where it's like, okay, it's like the aliens tech is just cool enough. The ball of fire through the air was just like captivating. And the way it blows the AWAC out of the sky. I mean, I think everyone has a special place in their heart for Independence Day. The best B movie ever made.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. And then Godzilla could have been better. So
Godzilla, you know what would have improved Godzilla a lot? Calling it anything but Godzilla, because that was a
Yeah.
decent monster that was,
It was.
not very closely related to Godzilla at all.
Yep.
It was 100 times better than the
Americanized
Cloverfield monster.
Americanized Godzilla, basically.
No, you can't. It's West Germanified Godzilla because
I suppose.
right, because Raleigh is from Westphalia.
Right.
Westphalia.
Yeah. I was there once. Yeah.
Were
Good
you?
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most of my family's in Germany. So
I
aunts
spent
and
time
uncles and
there
cousins.
I was there in the 18th
Wow.
century. I'm a Highlander.
Oh really?
Yes, I fought for the Kaiser.
Did
It was great time. Good guy. He knows how to set a mean table. Don't talk shit about his arm, but yeah, Kaiser Bill, good guy. And by the way, I will be on top of the Silver Cup Studios building later if any other Highlanders are in the area. But I
there
have
you
not
go.
felt the quickening, so I do not think I'll have to go.
and there you go. JJ Abrams says hail to you. So
Hey, JJ, I feel like what could be more appropriate than one talking to themselves? But I do want to say I can see that building from my apartment.
oh really?
Yeah, I live in Queens, and that building is in Queens, and you would never believe it, but it's only about 5 stories tall.
Nice.
It comes off like a skyscraper because it's filmed so well. But the other thing I'd say is it's also the movie from Joker. It's Clown Employment Service area where he's putting his makeup on, and you see that on ramp to the Parkway.
Right.
That is the on ramp to the Queensboro 59th Street Bridge, my friend.
Oh,
Okay.
Which means for like a half an hour, they drove only cars from that period up the busiest on ramp in New York City.
oh really?
I think they must have
Yeah.
done it in the middle of the night and just had floodlights. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So let's see. So what else do I got? Oh yes, and speaking of Satan, and I'm sorry.
No one has mentioned the name Frost.
I'm sorry. I meant Disney Plus.
That
What?
came out of left field.
It did come out in left field, but you know what? It both basically means the same thing at this point because Disney
go.
Plus green lights. Wow, we're talking about Germans and Disney and basically Satan. So Disney Plus green lights German original about pregnant teen who falls in love with the devil.
What the
Dun,
fuck?
dun,
This is
dun.
Ozzy Osbourne's fucking territory.
Yes. And I'm looking at this and I found this. I just happened to come across this like yesterday. I'm like,
Yep.
are you kidding me? Like, how much more? Tell me honestly, guys. Okay, and you guys in the chat. Okay, does Disney honestly want to lose money? For some odd reason, do they feel the need that they just I don't know, we got too much money. We just need to lose a bunch of it.
It's
You know,
beginning to
with-
look like it. It's beginning to look like they want to alienate as many people as they can from their viewership. It's like, we just don't care. We will do whatever we want.
Yeah. Now,
It seems like they can't get together even one production where they don't have some woke mad person go out there and say something insane that speaks badly to the movie and gets bad will going before it comes out. It's like there's already a current of like distrust of your organization, and you always have some renegade person go out, a alleged renegade go out there and be like, we've slipped our kooky message in here.
yeah. Now it's like I know there are a lot of weird shit that comes out of Germany. Okay. And oh god, this almost goes back to the gorilla thing. So I'm just shaking my head and just wondering how the hell, how do they feel that this is a good idea? How does Disney feel like, a teen that gets pregnant by the devil? But here it is. Here's the article.
I'm trying to come up with a precedent of to how it's not insane, and the only thing I can come up with, and
Yeah.
this is stretch, right? I'm playing devil's advocate here. Don't say that I had advocated this makes it make sense, but
Yeah.
did somebody in there like see Rosemary's Baby on their phone on a plane and half understand it? Is that where this
Maybe.
is coming from?
Yeah.
That's-
Maybe.
That's my only guess, because
Um,
this is some weird shit. It's convoluted.
Yeah. John Rendell, it's not
Yeah.
about the money, never was. It's about the message. No, you are totally 100% right on that.
Yeah,
Money
that's
was
it.
never a consideration with these idiots. They are financed from without, not within. Nope, that's true. You got that right, dude.
I think what happens is they've got their hands on this, and now it's like, you ever see that nature special about the wasp that can sting another bug, and then that bug becomes a zombie that serves the wasp, and like the wasp's
Yeah,
young?
yeah,
Yeah, it seems like it got stung by the woke wasp, and now it's just the zombie corporation that people. It's like, because it is a conveyor belt of seasonal tales of of the same exact nature. We're getting
yeah.
the same story over and over. If we were producing 12 movies a year and one was like this, you wouldn't hear this kind of argumentation. But it's 12 for 12, the same kind of plot points.
It is. So the article goes on here. Disney Plus has unveiled a German original about a teenager who falls in love with the devil, from the team behind Netflix's How to Sell Drugs Online Fast. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, there's a Netflix connection.
Yeah, there we go. Pauline follows the God, Emponius protagonist, an 18-year-old who accidentally becomes pregnant from a one-night stand. With school stress, the climate crisis, and oh God, and the downfall of society. Well, look what show you're putting out. Calling the kettle black. Oh my God. And the downfall of society weighing heavily on her mind. Something she doesn't need at all right now is catching feelings. Especially, what does that even mean? Catching feelings? Especially not from her one-night stand. Yeah, especially not from her one-night stand, Lucas, who, as it turns out, is the devil himself.
Dum dum dum.
Oh God, I could just curse a blue streak right now. Crimson Toys seems like that not nearly most major corporations weird lately. Yeah. So, like, oh God, do you honestly think that really 18-year-olds are just, so stressed out about school stress? I can see. Climate change? No, I don't think so. And the downfall of society? Like, come on.
Do they exist in a world where that's what's going on? They don't do a very good job of selling us this idea or telling us that it's any good.
Yeah. But
like I don't see how you sell this.
Yeah, and catching feelings. Like, what does that even mean? Catching feelings.
Have we passed to the point where we can't understand the people of today? Are we just that old and out of it? This is crazy. Yeah, catching feelings.
I'm beginning to feel like that as well.
Yeah.
No, I honestly feel like an AI wrote this, and No Child Left Behind may have ruined storytelling forever. I mean, like,
it's quite
20
possible.
years past No Child Left Behind. Maybe people just got dumber. I don't know how any of these how does this get made?
I don't know. I
mean, Germany, I can almost understand that.
Yeah, but this is Disney and this is Hollywood, and if anything, all of them are into really weird, freaky deaky stuff, and let's put it this way: the way how extremely liberal and socialistic Hollywood is. Why doesn't this surprise me that this hasn't come out sooner?
And where did they find a black girl in Germany?
Oh,
is that common?
The major influx of immigrants, legal immigrants, let's put it that way, to stay politically correct and all that. Yeah. Pauline is penned by Sebastian Coley, and Eps are Philip Fausboner, and because that weird looking B is a double S actually, and Matthias Merman, who combined on the 2019's How to Sell Drugs Online Fast for Netflix, Andrea or Abella, whatever, just a bunch of friggin' morons, are a bunch of directors. So so this goes on for a long time. The series has been and still remains a project very close to our hearts. or lack of hearts, I would say in this case. We're thrilled that Disney Plus loves this coming of age story. Oh my god. As much
Oh.
as we do, and that we're now able to begin filming with such an amazing cast and crew.
Well, they're kind of daring us not to relate to it. I mean, who hasn't been pregnant in love with the devil?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like
I mean, it's totally.
I've been pregnant and
Um,
in love with the devil. I mean, who hasn't
Common
been?
everyday occurrence.
Oh yeah,
mean, come
exactly.
on.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's downfall of society. I mean, that's. I mean, we all remember. I still remember the day where the aliens from Independence Day blew up New York. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know, traumatic.
Also, the day where all the dictators from Star Trek left on the Botany Bay and left the planet alone after the eugenics war. We both remember
Mhm.
that.
Yep. Yeah, true. Show
And those
start date-
now seem like the good old days, don't they? I wish the aliens had done a better job when I see some of these movies.
Exactly. We need a big asteroid right now, like literally. And-
You know, the Rings of Power continent needs another much larger asteroid to hit it and just cannon and wipe all of them.
yeah, they need a bigger, badder Sauron. You know,
Thank
that's what I
God that
think.
doesn't come back for like another 17 months.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
That's
don't
what bad,
remind me.
when Bad Reboot and Secret Hideout get their legal claws into you. The first thing you find out is they're greedy and need more money, and the second thing you find out is they're real lazy and they double the time between seasons every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years to get
It's-
5 seasons of terrible stuff. And it's not like a time went into the writing of Star Trek Discovery, 5 seasons in 10 years.
Yeah. Phantom Boomer, yeah, Spike from Buffy.
Yeah.
Exactly. The hippies never died. They bred the modern generation. Yeah, you got that right. So, Crimson Toys. I was totally stressed about pimples in school. Exactly. Exactly.
You're 20 years
Big
old now. With your parents.
asteroid.
I'm trying to figure out if a 30-year-old right now would have had hippie parents. I don't think so. I think they would have passed out of that window. You would have had
Probably.
yuppie parents maybe from the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have had to
Yeah.
be way left behind to still be like smoking weed and listening to Bob Dylan as parents, I'm saying, in like 1982. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe they might have been doing cocaine and listening to Jackson Brown.
Yeah, probably. I would think so.
I hope
But-
so. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
but who? Oh God! It just the mindset of these people. Yeah, let's just do a show about where a girl gets pregnant by Satan, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Who is this for? Who's the intended audience here?
I don't
Well,
know.
the thing is, it's not intended for you or me, or
Yeah.
it's intended for them. And
Whatever.
and the thing about Satanism is,
Yep.
and I've studied this for a long time, is that they, in order to, how should I put it, gain the power that they're looking for, if you're in such a cult, they have to make a proclamation that, they're doing this for the devil. And this could very well be this kind of proclamation by these kind of directors. We're
Yeah.
going to make a show about a girl that gets pregnant, and it's going to be by our Lord and Master Satan. So
I
I
mean,
don't know.
again, is that not Rosemary's Baby, which was a good movie?
yeah, I mean, quite possibly.
This
I
is
don't
like
know.
kind
I
of
mean,
plagiarized here,
it is kind of.
except for the fact she's a teenager, and we don't know her means. I mean, does she also live in the fucking Dakota? I mean,
I don't know. I really honestly don't know. But in one way, I'm not shocked by this, but in another way, it just boggles the mind that that people think that that these people think they want something like this out. But
do
I'm
they
not
think it's
surprised.
Twilight? Do they think
Yeah,
this is gonna
probably.
receive like Twilight?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
All
know.
I could say to that is I was unable to find any information about how many people in Germany have African lineage, but the Ozzy Osbourne has sold 115 million records.
There you go. John Reynolds, yeah, hippies were still there in the 80s and 90s and right along. Yeah, that's true. I knew one hippie lady. She was pretty cool, I thought. Crimson
They're-
Toys. The science experiment on Earth was a fail, said the aliens. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
I like that.
Oh God.
No, John Rendell's correct. I'm just saying, like, you're a lot of like by the time 1982 rolls around, your dad may have been a hippie when he was younger, but he was acting like just like ex-hippie Glenn Fry. You know, look at him in 1982.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more the dads of this generation now, I think, wouldn't it be? Isn't that more the age?
Probably.
Right?
Yeah,
'Cause
I would
Keith
think so.
Richards' son is like 60.
Yeah. And still well fermented and preserved thanks to all the pot that he did.
Yep.
So-
Getting high with his 84-year-old father.
He'll never have to be embalmed. So
What's it
with
like when you get
with
what's
all
it
the
like
stuff
when you
he's
get
done?
what's it like when you get caught with porn or booze or weed and your dad's Keith Richards?
Not much.
The
Probably
au
a
pair,
thumbs up.
the au pair gives you au pair an extra $10 to yell at you for a while.
Yeah, probably.
Set him straight on
So, yeah. John Reynolds, yeah, my dad hated hippies.
that.
I'm not too partial to tree hugging hippies myself.
No.
So, and my dad was definitely not a hippie. So I'll tell you that much.
Well,
He
guys,
was
you know,
a
I did
Full-blooded Austrian, and everything was about learning a trade. And he was working since he was 14-year-olds in a lumber yard. So,
I have
yeah.
two dads.
yeah,
I have two dads because I'm adopted, right? So
Yeah.
one of them actually became a hippie and made it to Woodstock. He went to Nam too, but he was a hippie as well. Well,
yeah.
self-admitted. And my other dad was a cop, so I can say both. My father, who raised me, was a cop. He absolutely hated hippies.
Huh.
Yeah, I couldn't
Wow.
stand him. He was a bunch of druggy losers.
That must have been odd.
Yeah, I can honestly say without any irony, my dad was at the Stonewall riot dressed as a cop. It's not as gay as it sounds.
You don't
Oh.
say.
He was an actual cop.
Damn, look at those hippies.
I think I have to go beat up those hippies at the Stonewall.
Hate them so much.
Yeah, he didn't have like any kind of like racial bias. Like he wasn't like that, but like he did hate hippies. He hated hippies.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody has their passion.
Yep.
So, so does everybody here like anime?
Yes.
To a degree.
Okay, to a degree. Has everybody at least, and in the chat too, seen Akira?
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
have.
You really?
Yeah, you know what?
No.
This is, or I'm just making a naked bid to get people to chat to start talking about anime. Because if you don't like anime, people start recommending stuff and using your name, which helps.
Oh,
my,
yeah, that's true too.
helps my popularity. I'm looking for now people to start selling me on the fact that I need to watch and making recommendations. No, you know what? I like anime, but I don't know a lot about it.
Okay. Well, if you've seen Akira, and hopefully you guys in the chat have, and because I mean, by now, because this has been out for like Akira's been out for like what? I mean, definitely over 30 years, that's for sure.
Yeah,
It's like one of the
think
first
so.
animes that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
but I've been
it's
really busy.
well, okay. Either way, let's share this kind of good news. Dun dun dun. Taika Waititi reportedly
Oh no.
moving
Oh.
forward with his live action Akira adaptation. Sounds like all his focus is on
Oh.
that project. I want somebody to drop a very heavy piano on this person.
You know what?
So,
I Googled it.
no.
This is the second
Yeah.
bite at the apple for this project. It was supposed to debut May 21st, 2021.
Yep. And there was
Mhm.
even talk about it like probably 10 years ago as well.
Yep.
I mean, this production
Particularly-
hell.
Well, Waititi's had his hands on it for a long time. I think
Yeah.
that Thor movie hurt him more than he thinks. And I just dropped the link into your private chat if you want to see the article from like way back. So this idea has definitely been kicking around. And wow, does he look that he does not inspire confidence for me to give him hundreds of millions of dollars to play around.
No,
with
he
right
does
now.
not.
No, he
Looks,
doesn't.
looks like a very stoned idiot.
Yeah, because I mean, from what I heard ages ago, they were planning on what was it, Warner Brothers? I believe they have the property right now. They were planning on doing an adaptation of Akira. They were planning on making, instead of Neo Tokyo, they were planning on making it Neo New York.
Yeah.
And like switching around a lot of other things, like making the cast mostly pretty much, primarily American instead of Japanese, with a few Japanese casts in there. And like, and everybody was like, don't you dare, or else, we will sacrifice you to the anime gods and live in purgatory for the rest of your life. But yeah, this does not fill me full of confidence. When I saw this article today, I'm like, oh, sweet baby Jesus, no. Yeah, just no, because I've read the manga, I've seen the anime.
Yep.
I love the manga. The manga is so
considered a
much more
classic.
different. It is. It
And
is.
Every so often, I remember, it seems like once every decade since it came out, there was scuttlebutt about a live action adaptation that never
Yep.
went anywhere, and everybody was happy with that because we don't need yet another live action adaptation of a beloved property.
Yeah. Have we not learned from Netflix's Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, and
Have we
before
not-
that, the live action Death Note.
Yep.
That Cowboy Bebop thing should have gone somewhere because it had so many fans.
Oh God. And on top of that, way back when, what was it? There was I believe it was like a 20th or 25th anniversary of a live action Gundam movie. I think it was like direct to video
Yes.
as well. Way back when, I actually have that movie.
Yep.
God, that was bad. It was so bad. It was just so bad.
It was.
Dude, do not do.
Is the name of the
Oh,
movie actually Gundam Direct to Video? Like, what's the name?
Uh,
'Cause that would be an awesome name.
Oh,
I forget. I actually got to look that up, and I know I have the DVD cover. I think on my computer. I should look that up. And then now they're planning on doing a One Piece adaptation on Netflix. Like,
right.
God, why? Okay, so anyway, this article, because I love Akira, I love the manga. I gotta actually get the manga again because the story in the manga is like so much different than the anime, and because the anime was actually finished before the manga ended. So, in a development that, if true, would have both anime fans and general audiences recoiling in horror. A new rumor suggests that the infamous director Taika Waititi is moving full steam ahead with his previously announced live-action cinematic adaptation of Katsuhiro Otomo's legendary manga Akira. Dear God, please kill me now. So first tap to helm the project in 2017. YT's Warner Brothers produced take on Akira was originally set to release in May 2021. Yep, just as Admiral Teague said with the article that he actually sent me in the Hollywood Reporter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I'm
Yeah,
always going to be here if you mind.
Yep. Was originally set to release in May 2021, opposite John Wick Chapter 4, because that got all delayed because of the unspecified virus of unknown origin, wreaking havoc on the Hollywood's production schedules, with the director promising that his film would have more focused on honoring Otomo's original manga rather than its famous animated adaptation. Bullcrap. I'm casting shenanigans on that because, well, look what he did with Thor, right?
Yes. Yep.
The first time seemed to work. I've never seen someone go from really desirable director who seemed to have a big future to wow, he's a one-trick pony. I can't stand him this fast. It was like for a minute there, it was like, you got to check out this guy. He's the next, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he was
It's like,
supposed to be David Lynch or something, and then the wheels came off like fast.
it did. He just turned totally unhinged. Like I don't understand it. Like because that third Thor movie, it wasn't too bad. I mean, sure, it had some funny moments in it, and that was okay. I didn't mind it too bad, but wow, I mean, it was a complete 180 with Love and Thunder.
It
Jeez.
was.
It,
There are
but
points in what was it, Ragnarok,
yep,
where he started introducing the Marvel type humor, the joke a minute stuff, and that's not Thor.
no, it
And
isn't.
then he just kept up with that all the way up to Love and whatever. And
Yeah,
oh,
Love and
that was-
Abomination.
yeah, one of
Oh.
the worst movies I've seen
Yeah.
recently.
Oh
The-
God.
The humor didn't bother me that much in the first movie, but the thing is that kind of humor has an effect of building up to a point where it gets bothersome, and then you're just only amused, and like a diminishing return sets in. So
Right.
for the second movie, and Thor hasn't had the greatest of cinematic identities where we really have this like strong franchise. He's kind of they've tried to change him subtly from movie to movie. I kind of thought they had him. Honestly, he was better out of the gate than he is now. He's a real
Yeah.
wreck now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, they tried to make him jokey, quipping like Peter Parker was, but that's not his character.
No, it isn't. It's far from it, right?
Yep.
And now we're expected to believe that he's going to stay faithful to Katsuhiro Otomo's Akira. Like, I don't think so. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think so either.
No. Like, okay,
The,
so
the
he tells
last time he told us that he wasted the hostage anyway, right?
yeah. So back in 2017, he's like, I actually love the books. Well, that was back in 2017 when asked about his involvement with the live action film. Love the movie, but I would not do a remake of the movie. I would do an adaptation of the books. And yeah, so anyway, there's been some chats about me directing Akira. However, before this adaptation could properly fire its engines and move past preliminary casting discussions, Waititi put the entire project on hold in favor of directing his recent disaster, Thor: Love and Thunder. Well, yeah. So, yeah, but now, after having essentially put a nail into the coffin of Thor's MCU character, yep, that's true. It looks like Waititi is turning his attentions back to Neo Tokyo. On April 8th, Deadline senior film reporter Justin Kroll announced via his personal Twitter account that since everyone is wondering where his Star Wars film is, if I were a betting man, my guess is Taida's next movie is his Akira movie at WB, which he put on the shelf to do Love and Thunder. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing, because I believe he mentioned in a tweet that the whole Star Wars thing was like years ago, and he did Love and Thunder, so he's not doing Star Wars, apparently, from my understanding, and with what's going on over at Warner Brothers, with Zaslav, really hammering down on a lot of, how should I put it, bad productions going on.
Right.
And I mean, well, let's put it this way. He did not put out the Batgirl movie or the Batwoman movie or, whatever it was supposed to be.
Right. No more hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, exactly. And the CW, well, I mean, that's being sold. Discovery has been seeing cuts like crazy. Do you really honestly think that he's going to, after the fiasco of the last Thor movie, that he's going to take a chance on, like, Zaslav, that he's honestly going to take a chance on Waititi doing something as epic and as historical as Akira. I'm just wondering. Like,
I hope not.
I'm wondering what the chat thinks about that. So yeah, the Phantom Boomer Explorers, no. So just no. Yeah. It's not happening. I dear God, please don't let it happen. Don't sully this anime, than others have been. Just don't. God, please no.
Watiti he's such a bad influence on the movie itself. The first thing, if he's to do this with any success, the first directive is you cannot have any presence in this film as a character.
Oh God, yes.
Right.
It affects your vision. It affects your vision as a director.
Yep.
You can't be in this movie as a character at all, and your girlfriend can't be in this movie as a character. We want you to direct this movie. And by the way, we have 5 money guys from our production board. They're going to be hanging out with you a lot. You'll love them. You'll love them. They're going to keep you on task with the money.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. They'll be watching you like a hawk.
Now, if you walk away from Jim over there, he's our script consultant. He's going to make sure you don't get caught in these rabbit holes you tend to have. Remember when those used to be cute? Yeah, people don't like them anymore. We want you on point.
Yeah.
Jim's a script doctor. He's going to keep you on point. And this is Dave. He's your lore expert.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically the diversity hire in your own movie. We needed an idiot.
You will be homeless guy number 7.
This is it. Listen, this idea has been like in the works for like 6 years. Do you want this to happen or not, Watiti? Because you're a little sus after the last couple of things you've thrown out there in front of the public, and you've looked like a bit like an idiot.
Yeah. Phantom Boomer Explorer says, yeah, I'm not a super fan of anime, but that bozo will wreck it. Yep.
Yes.
You are 100% correct. Yeah, I don't want him touching this. I do not. I want him to I want him to commit some sort of atrocity against a certain type of ideology that essentially does not like me and have his hands chopped off.
What you want? You want him to be canceled is more or less what you're saying. You'd like to see him
yeah. Let's put it that way.
Politically inexpedient and have his just have to go to Me Too Island or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want him to just somehow mysteriously disappear forever.
By the way, what do you think of this as a game show pitch? You ready? Me Too Island with Asia Argento. And what happens is we have an island with all the people who have gotten accused of being Me Tooers, like Joss Whedon and Harry Weinstein and like all of them, all on one island, right? And then there's tribe convicts, and then on the other island is like Rose McGowan is the leader of a tribe, Me Too. And they only communicate through Asia Argento because she is both a Me Tooer and a Me Too'd.
Ah.
So she would be able to, well, she's the natural go-between.
Yeah. She's a natural ombudsman.
Listen, Asia, get back to me, baby.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, ombudswoman. So, yeah.
I heard you had sex with Captain Kirk. It was just the wrong Captain Kirk. By a long shot.
Phantom Boomer. Oh, people who are really were abusers. Yeah, that's true. So the article goes on. Yeah, he never left the film, and word is script should be into studio soon, he added. Again, nothing is set in stone, as the film would go through regular processes before green light, including figuring out a budget, but sounds like all his focus is on that project. Yeah, somehow I don't think so.
When they tell
I hope
you
not.
That, you know what? I think they told him that this Star Wars movie, the Star Wars trilogy of yours, maybe it's just a Disney Plus thing. And he's like, oh my God, I won't be taken seriously as a filmmaker anymore. And he's like scrambling.
Yeah.
Star Wars is not the event it used to be. And what is he going to do? They're like, we want you to make a small personal Star Wars story. Well, that's just, like bullshit sci-fi. Then now we're back to, how about Star Wars Moonfall?
Let's make it happen. Make it so.
Listen, is it too much
So-
to ask for? The Roland Emmerich standard? Shouldn't every Star Wars movie be about as good or better than Independence Day?
I think so. Yeah.
No, the prequels, like the first one, isn't as good as Independence Day. The second one, just a little bit less good than Independence Day. But the third one is appreciably better than Independence Day. I think that's a fair standard to put on these movies.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you're right.
Yeah. The ID for what can it be an event? Can it be fun? Can we be inspired for a little while? Can we see people being heroic, without having our fucking faces rubbed in some dumb message?
Yeah.
Can it not
Is that too
insult
much
its
to ask?
audience?
Apparently
Yeah,
it is. Apparently it is, right?
Yeah.
If you want it without any kind of message, it has to be complete vapidity. Well, I guess there was message in The Mandalorian, but those last two episodes I watched, Greenbeard the Pirate, I guess is one of them I would call it. And the other
Oh
one
God.
Oh,
the other one I call it Go Katan, the only way I can describe it. You go Katan.
Yeah.
You go,
You're
Katan.
the real princess of summer.
When
So-
she lights up that dark saber and the heroic shot, I was just like, oh my god.
right.
Yeah.
This is the very state of Lucasfilm. And then I see this Ashoka commercial that's member berries from a cartoon that I found too tedious to stick with.
And what got me was Din Djarin gave up the Darksaber on a technicality or a loophole.
I know, right?
Like, here you go.
Honestly, it was not any
won.
strong. It was no stronger than the logic he expressed in the episode "The Rescue" when he tried to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So really,
Yeah.
this is ever since The Rescue, the Mandalorian has been in nothing but trouble. And it starts with
Yes.
the fact that it's like, you have a green lightsaber. Do you want my Yoda baby? Yes, I will take him and train him. It's like he doesn't ask him any questions. Cara Dune stands there just dumbfounded. I don't know if she knew, like maybe they didn't want people knowing. So she doesn't react to it. Like, shouldn't she have called him Prince Luke? Doesn't she go around bitching about Alderaan, her home
Right.
planet? I believe Luke and Alderaan have an association. Wouldn't he be the Avenger of Alderaan, and by some measure, even Prince Luke? And I mean,
Yeah.
at least snap to attention to the leader of your goddamn faction. He's General Skywalker. She has no excuse not to know who he is. Like, who unpacked this for them later? Gus? You fucking idiot. You should have killed me when
Probably.
you had the chance. Who was that guy I gave my baby friend to anyway? You really don't know, do you, you idiot? It was
Yeah, but-
Lando Calrissian.
But it's all about her. It's all about her, Teague. Because we all know Starbucks at Starbucks, your argument is invalid.
Oh,
So-
of course.
Her
Yeah.
riptic grin at such a young age. She went with the most insanely radical facelift, and you're 42 years old. I don't think she needed it. Somebody convinced her, and she did something goofy, and she looks surprised and Harley Quinn-ash. I mean,
Yeah.
look at her riptic grin, my friends. I mean, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, she did not need that yet
No.
by
That's
any
true.
measure.
Crimson Toys, could they successfully make a sequel to Spaceballs?
I think first we need Spaceballs, the special edition, right?
Right.
We do. Yeah.
Then we
I
need
think
the
we
toy
do.
line.
Yes.
Yeah, I would buy that. I'd buy the toy line.
Yeah.
Schwartz is-
Oh,
You know,
100%.
Let me put it this way: that movie easily passes my Independence Day test because it has the Independence Day president in it in a prominent role. So I mean, it's
Oh,
a
there
great.
you go. Yeah, that's
movie.
right.
So,
Yeah.
Bill Pullman, one of our greater sci-fi actors, he's just not in the sci-fi movies you'd expect.
Yeah. He would just become president at that point. Yeah. Oh, no, because he'd be king. That's right. Because, he
He would,
obviously
yep.
hooked up with Princess Vespa. So
That's
at
right.
that point. Yes, because,
And-
what's his name? The dad from, AIDS Enough. He passed away.
Uh,
So
Dick
he would
Van
be king.
Patten.
Yes, Dick Van Patten. So he's passed away now. So, yeah, so he would be king.
He was from Belrose, New York, which is not far from where I grew up.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good. Famous Dick Van Patten. Like people knew him and stuff. He was like apparently a normal, nice guy.
Yep. But how could we replace Barf, though?
We can
Oh,
never
that's a
replace
tough
the
one.
great John Candy.
No, you couldn't.
No.
And we're sick of Patton Oswalt, so we don't want to try a different breed and make
Oh,
him
God, no.
smaller, so to speak, or
Yeah.
a different kind of a what was he, a Moog?
Yeah.
A
Yep.
Maug, my own best friend.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We can definitely get another Bon Jovi song that's vapid and anthemic to play while we open the movie. Pretty sure that "It's My Life" is available for a fee.
That
It's
are
now
that
or
are Bed of
never.
Roses.
Yep.
That are Bed of
Didn't
Roses.
someone brought up New Jersey before, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was in the chat.
Oh God. Oh shit. Okay, so seeing how tomorrow was Mandalorian Day, and I only do this live stream on a Tuesday. Okay, so seeing how we have 2 episodes left of the Mandalorian. Okay,
They do.
what is?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, only two. Right?
Have
So-
they no decency though? I mean, oh God.
I know. They've wasted all this time on stupid, retarded episodes, okay? Because last week's episode was like, according to IMDb, the lowest rated episode ever of
I
The
can believe it.
Mandalorian.
Didn't they try out Lizzo for like a part in Little Mermaid, and they have this fixation with her? Because I mean, as a performer, I mean, she's selling enough tickets to be okay. As a musician, she's probably viable, but we saw she cannot act. It's like not even the vestiges of acting. And then on the other side of the coin is, did we need a trained actress for what they gave us? I mean, that episode, wow, that was some dumb fucking shit. I'm gonna stand here by the red button, Marty.
That's right. Yeah, because 6.8 on IMDb.
That is
Ooh.
ridiculous.
Gunspire.
Far
Yeah.
too high.
Yeah.
Which thinks it's like more
Yeah,
like
it actually is.
Is that out of 10? That was not a 68%.
No.
No, that's
Way
out of
too
10.
high.
That's
That's
way too
oh,
high.
yeah, it's definitely way
So
too high.
ostensibly, a way of saying this is people think that was 68% good. I mean, that's the standard. That was horrible.
It was beyond horrible.
It
I mean,
made
I
the one
I thought the second episode was bad with, the what was it? I can't even get my words right. Where they're basically torturing the guy at the end of the episode, with the Nazi Gestapo tactics
Oh,
there,
right.
with the
That
the brain scrambling thing.
Yeah.
And but I thought that was bad, but this was just horrible. I mean, my wife and I watched it over the weekend on Friday, I believe it was, and she's like, what is this? What is this? This is just bad.
And you looked her in the eye and you said, honey, it's Nazi brain scrambling fun for the whole family. I don't know what your problem is, baby. This is why we pay money for this service. My God.
I don't pay for it, I'll tell you that much. So
I don't either.
I get it through other means, which
I
won't
find it has
mention.
not affected my reviewing abilities, and has even helped my live watch throughs of Picard that I have commercial tier, because like people need me to stop and breathe when the commercials come on, because I'm literally losing my mind. I mean, there's another one. Do they want to make money? They're competent in their other shows. The Yellowstone family of shows. I don't think there's a bad one. I really like 1923 a lot, and I still haven't seen the end, but I'm plowing through. It's good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
1923
I haven't
is
seen
fucked up.
any of it.
It was weird. It was weird. Harrison Ford's in it, and he acts.
Nice.
No, he acts
Thank God.
Whoa.
for the first time, and I don't know how fucking long.
Wow. You know what? The other one I want to catch is the one that just came out with Tulsa King.
I think it got. Is that Jeremy Renner? Or is
No,
that
Sylvester
Stallone?
Stallone.
Here's the thing. I think it's canceled.
No.
I don't think it got renewed. I'm not sure.
See, because there was a video that he put out recently, or a comment that he put out recently, that he doesn't want any woke crap on his set, period.
Well, I guess,
Okay.
So I hope it's not canceled, because I actually want to catch this show. I haven't seen it yet.
the man was in so many big movies. Who doesn't just, if it didn't work out the way they wanted, I mean, if anyone deserves a second season, Sylvester fucking Stallone, Rocky?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cliffhanger?
Yeah.
I mean, Oscar? I mean, we've seen this man in a lot of big movies and a flop or two here or there, but I mean, I think the Demolition Man deserves like 10 more episodes. I mean, he's goddamn Demolition Man.
Yeah, precisely.
But Oscar needs a follow-up.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a bad robot production. Wouldn't that be great?
God, please no. Phantom Boober, yeah, Mayor of Kingstown is Jeremy Renner.
That allegedly
Yeah,
is
that's right.
renewed, but the thing is, because that will most likely be late because of what happened to poor Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Why not then throw some money to Tulsa King and be like, try to save a little bit of money, but like do a story for us in the meantime. Cut off an
Yeah,
episode. Cut
exactly.
one episode short.
Okay, so anyway, so back to Mandalorian. So see, now we got 2 episodes left. What are your hopes for the ending?
I don't
only
have
hope-
any hopes. They have a lot of.
I hope that we don't have as much as I
They
love
have a
Amy
lot of
Sedaris.
ground to cover. Where are they going with it? They have no direction.
I don't know.
I can only imagine what production is like behind the scenes. Like, is there chaos on the set? Do they know what they're doing? I can just imagine.
The indication from Book of Boba Fett is they're only a couple of weeks ahead, and it's being done very slapdash and lazy. Because what we saw was they were able to. I mean, it didn't work, but they attempted unsuccessful damage control. Was it rearranging the deck chairs in the Titanic? Yes.
Yes.
But I mean, it brought them a degree of goodwill. It didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. I got
Might
no
have made
dream
it-
animal. I got no dream animal dead inside.
They
I mean,
may
there's,
have-
there's rumors out there of conflict, people threatening to walk off, but I don't know.
Could John Favreau just be out of ideas? Maybe it's that simple. He's a likable guy and people trust him, but isn't that why he went so far in Hollywood?
Yeah.
What if these
It is.
rumors of a second shoot for Iron Man where the first copy was unusable?
Well, here's what I was thinking, because like I mentioned in the video before this last week, is that I remember a couple of months ago, that Doomcock said that Favreau was ready to walk off set. Okay.
Yes.
And this is while he was filming Mandalorian. So I'm wondering if while he was taking that time off, so to speak, if somebody else was, taking over for the Mandalorian, and that's why we got the crappy storyline that we have thus far. And they
that's
just
good
slapped
that-
Favreau's name on it. Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Because
I mean, it
there's
seems
no
to-
way.
Isn't it Filoni as well? Isn't Filoni
Yeah.
attached?
I think Filoni might be part of the problem at this point, but I'll throw him this one and only one break. They seem to have cored out 2 episodes from his Mandalorian run, making him have to make this already slow, boring story slower and more boringer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My God. It's because we got this really weird storyline where it seems like the Republic at this point is incompetent and not wanting to help, basically anybody. They're torturing, re-educated Imperial personnel.
Right.
And then apparently, this Moff Gideon is on the loose somewhere. So they got to figure out, what's going on there. Because obviously he's missing. And
And they're
now
going
they
to
want
cram all of that into 2 episodes.
and now they want to retake Mandalore on top of that. So what is it? What's going on? You have all these storylines, and you're going to cram it into the last 2 episodes now?
I think there's going to be a big cliffhanger, and they're going to say, stick around for the next season
Next
to find out
season.
what happens.
God. No.
I don't see how they can resolve all the stupid subplots
Yeah.
when they've taken it off in a completely different direction. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't think they even know where they're going with it.
I think you're right. I honestly, God, think you're right.
I think there's too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, you have Kathleen Kennedy, who is, for all we know, is deliberately trying to interfere and wreck it. We
No,
have
I don't want to give him that
baloney.
excuse anymore. If you're not able to, I'm being serious. This guy's a multi-million-dollar, maybe movie producer, TV
Yeah.
producer. He put his name on some of the biggest turds I've seen. And at this
Yes.
point, if he's being sabotaged by Kathleen Kennedy, I with my head held high, I say I had a great run with Disney. Maybe I want to work just on the Orville and Hulu, or I just walk off and say I'm going to my island for like a
Yeah.
year. Maybe don't go to an island. I'm going to
Yeah.
Long Island for a year.
Yeah. I
We
don't know.
could. I don't know. Could we see a point where
the ball-
Favreau
that-
just throws his hands up and walks away?
I
Are
think
we getting to that point?
Probably we're past the point where he should have done it, and now I don't know if his good faith is in question. Looking at some of these products, I mean, I saw 2 episodes in a row because everyone's told me don't bother, it sucks, don't bother, it sucks. So I saw two episodes. One was fairly amusing, and I would sum it up as Greenbeard the pirate.
Right.
It's the only way to put it. It was at least it was kind of fun. And then the next was a morbid, mopey, dumb story dressed up as a fun, happy, upbeat story where everyone on this planet is just on mushrooms, and we have tech take over their ship. Like, it's not even like she's like hits a few buttons to let the tech guide it in, and it's like a willing autopilot. It's like now we have like tractor beams that grab you and just take it, and like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Where was this technology when we needed it like all these years ago? It's like undermining your own story. It's so lazy. You've got the people, like there are people who are lore experts on this too, you know?
Yep. I don't get it.
When their technology is not as good as ours is a problem, and when their technology doesn't make sense for them to have, it's a problem. It's like a Holdo maneuver kind of sort of, I mean, it's not as devastating as that. It's a lot more subtle, but the fact that the ship is just like, we are taking over your ship. Ooh, it's like, wow, this is a thing? Because I ain't never seen that in Star Wars before.
Imagine that.
Hacking your ship is like a Star Trek thing.
Yeah,
it is.
Exactly.
It is.
Yep.
And you know, Mike, do we even want to talk about Cowardly Robot for a second?
Well, that's pretty much where I was going to go next. So, how many Admiral Teague? How many episodes left? How many episodes are left for Picard?
There are only 2 episodes left, to my knowledge, but that is 12 watches in Admiral Teague years.
Yeah, okay. I can.
That is the hell that is my life. But I've dedicated myself to being able to assess this fucking show.
Yeah.
Some people on my panel like it better than others. So far, I mean, I had agreed to reserve judgment. Here's what I'm saying: this thing's going to have to overperform anything that I've seen in the first 8 episodes for every minute of these last 2 episodes. And I'll always have to say things with asterisks, like it took a long time to get any good, and it was not interesting for long periods of time. And I don't know how anyone called this good. Critical drinker, I love you. You drank toilet duck that night, buddy. Just admit it. Up to episode 6, it's not as bad, but in 5 and 6, it's starting to fall apart. In 7, it looks cheap, bad, and stupid. They have no money. It's the poverty is on display. They had to have their captain go do like a red shirt's job, and he's been beaten bloody for like 2.5 episodes. He is just bleeding. It's gratuitous. He's a total fucking mess. They don't have enough money to put the fucking the sick bay set back together. They only had that set so they could talk to New Jack. And last week, New Jack started crying.
That's right.
You know, I've
in front of his
I've
Apparently, your
seen.
testicles did not descend yet. So
wait, New Jack started crying in front of his weird mind girlfriend, his mom, and his dad's AI ghost. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, I have this power to jump into, I could do a quantum mind leap. And I'm like, oh God.
That was such the retarded thing.
And instead of leaping into like the minds of the enemies to fuck with them, he puts everyone in the bridge on danger by having them do things that their captors might delete them for.
Right.
But the captors don't delete them for reasons. But then we delete the one person who's had dialogue in this whole show, Taveen the Vulcan. Say her name, Taveen. Say her name, Taveen. I mean, you know, she had the numbers and the real ratings for the show inside her head.
Right.
That's why she had to die. Was she supposed to be a Delta in Vulcan? I mean, we had people wondering about her and speculating about this fascinating new cast member. To me, it was a woman willing to have her head shaved and have for that role. That's it.
Yeah,
Nothing more.
True. The
Member
world
Berry.
will never know. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen with the rest of the series? Where do you think it's going?
Oh, I think that this fucking Founders Day plot was grafted on at the end because we had basically a season 1 villain end. So we're going to have a 2-episode movie pitch.
Okay.
Or
Hey, Stephen
pitch for
Ransom.
another
How you doing,
series.
dude?
Yeah,
I
I think it's going to be a setup for yet another series.
We won't
Okay,
get a
of
clean
course.
end. It's not going to end with everyone saying, well, that all worked out. And that's the end of that chapter. It's going to end with every single party and every single character in danger. And they're going to be like, John Luke, you have to push the button. Bam, 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 bam. And they'll end it. And they'll be like, well, that's it. The finale of Picard. You'll have to see the Picard movie coming out December 23rd, 2023, if that's still the release date of Star Trek 14. Because I think that's what they're going to try to do to get out of what they've been in trouble for.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think
Well,
they're
we
going to
do
try to
have
make
new
Star Trek
data
14
back.
a Picard movie.
Yeah, we
Are
do
this-
have the
seriously?
new data character
No.
back.
Can I get this going? I call him Beta.
Beta,
Beta.
that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
It's simple.
So he's back. He'll save the show by spouting some techno babble in the last 5 minutes and saying, "Why don't we use the deflector dish to do something rather with a
Yeah.
proton beam into the anomaly, and that will reset everything."
That's
you know
right.
what? The show has an interesting.
It always
dynamic.
falls back to that. Rewind
does.
to yeah.
Mike, you can validate this. The show has an interesting dynamic. It will do exactly what Pop said, right? They'll talk something that either is outright untrue from what we've seen or that they
Yes.
need to be happening because it's convenient. And
Yeah.
my example again is Worf and Raffi. You
Oh,
killed that.
God.
You deleted that Ferengi for no reason. He was no threat to you. I had to save your life. And I was thinking, how would Raffi know she was on drugs on the floor? And she goes, that's right. You saved my life. And I'm like, no, there was no threat to Raffi. You had already dispatched the security guys. You
Yeah.
just offed this guy because you could. And he had information that you needed. And what Raffi goes, no, you did the right thing. It was brave and right. He goes, I was brave and honorable. And they walk on. The show moves on. So, like, the show could throw anything at us. And if two characters agree that it's not the way we saw it, that's it.
Yeah.
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 They go back to it's whatever they say it is.
There you go, Phantom. Yeah. Rewire the
Rewire
muffler
the
bearings.
This show has contempt for its own story, but that's understandable.
Geriatrics Trek.
We've been starting to call it Start Wreck on Saving Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God. So what do you think they're gonna do?
I have no idea.
You're
At
gonna,
some
I don't know,
point,
regrow
point-
Picard's body with Borg technology, splice in with Kirk, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting close.
make him a shape-changing Kirk Picard hybrid of some sort with Borg technology, maybe. I don't know.
and maybe
Jack's
we
got
find out
superpowers,
that
so he needs a superhero costume.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
thinking that more like Jack would be what Mike just described, that the Borg superweapon that's made with Picard DNA is Jack, because no one ever said
Yeah.
Bev wasn't descended from Kirk, and they said they needed to lift DNA for some project.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, when they figure things out in the show, isn't it just the greatest? It's like, some DNA got stolen from a random place. I think what they're going to do is build a robot duplicate of you and have it go there and take the DNA test that proves you're a robot. That's you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
God.
think you're right, Jordy. Beta set a course. The only thing I've seen in 7 episodes, is it 8 episodes that's made sense so far?
I think so.
Is that first of all, Deanna does two contradictory things. We get Star Trek Discovery level stupidity here, where
Yeah.
Deanna says that she knew the changeling that came to her house posing as him was charming. And I'm saying, if you're a changeling, why don't you have a phaser inside your flesh and like extrude it and delete Troy? So that's how they got her. But then she says that she slept with it, and it was only until it made bad food that she realized it was a
Yeah.
foundling.
Ew.
But and then like Skogu is like, I think she slept with it under duress, and I'm like, we had to watch the scene again, which was offensive. And it turns out that, like she said, the sex was good. So that would seem to rule it out, unless that her and Will play a weird sex game where he comes in with like a neural neutralizer so she can't sense him. Because later on, she says she can always tell when the founders are around because they don't read. So she did this to him on purpose with the enemy.
Right.
And they don't realize this. The show is not aware of this.
Yeah, that's just
It's no self-awareness. It's like
No,
you put anything
exactly.
up there and people will eat it up.
yeah. I got no hope for any of it,
I don't.
and I don't. I mean, I'll watch it just for laughs, I guess. At this point, both. I'm probably more curious about how than Picard, but I mean, I'll watch it just because
It's all
I don't
about
know,
the
for
same.
laughs.
I didn't
Yeah.
actually get to the normal part of Picard. It was like takes that much setup because Picard is just not a normal show where normal things happen. After Deanna tells her husband that she's been cheating on him with members of the enemy splinter cell that want to kill them all,
Yeah,
first of all, we have this one problem: is why aren't you deleting Riker when you only had Troy there to lure him there to delete them? But instead, they keep them captive. Whatever. But for 1 minute, one of these founders comes and it's going to rough up Troy. It's clear, right?
yeah,
And Riker gets up and he's like, "Fuck you, you foundling son of a bitch!" And like he fucking tries to go at the guy, and he's easily mastered by him. But it was easy. It was nice to see for 1 minute. He's like, "Fuck you, you Dominion piece of shit! I'll die before you beat my wife up, even for one more. Even if it delays it for 1 more minute, I don't care." Like he was
Yeah.
at least for 1 minute a man. Then it took us 8 episodes for one normal minute where I felt like it was Star Trek for 1 minute.
Yes.
God damn it, I'll die to do the right thing. Wow, that was very Star Trek. It stuck out like a sore thumb for the rest
It
of
did.
the show.
it did.
It did. Right? Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one odd scene in the entire series.
And you were for the first time rooting for the character, like knock him out the box, Riker. And then out of nowhere, we hear the Klingon music, and Worf, for no reason, has given up his advantage of his ranged weapon and Bathleth down. Basically, the Kool-Aid man of bad guys. How this would hurt a liquid changeling is beyond me. But then he John Wick double taps it, and he's like, talks like Spock. He's like, hello, Commander Riker. It has been 11 months, 6 days, and 2 hours. And so it's like, shut the fuck up, Worf.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Why Worf is acting like Spock all the time is beyond me.
I don't get that whatsoever. I really honestly don't. Because
None of these characters act like the characters they were.
yeah,
These
No,
are,
I say
they're
Deanna.
all completely off.
No, one character did make it completely unchanged. Deanna.
Well,
She's still a
yeah.
fucking bitch. She's still not interesting.
Mm.
She actually, the show has presented
That's
her
true.
as being very bad with media, desiring drinking, and being scornful of being a mother. Now twice. First raising
Right.
the baby, and again, she basically did the equivalent of throwing anti-anxiety pills in your husband's coffee by mind vampiring away Riker's memories of his son.
That's
for
right.
some reason, because she's a woman. Now I get that she's a betazoid and she's empathic, but we have an emotional ceiling, so to speak. And if they have this telepathic communication and they love each other, she didn't sense the part of Riker that still loved her and stuff and take comfort in that. She basically threw anti-anxiety pills in his coffee for like 2 years not to have to deal with his shit. And he's like, "You fucking mind vampired me, you bitch."
Yeah.
And then right before she's like, everyone feels it's well played that she knows she's wrong, but like she didn't say, "I'm sorry, I fucked up your mind." So I don't know, and I don't feel it, and I don't trust the show to have that tone. Not with the way
No.
it's been.
No.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong too either. It's a decent take, but me personally, I don't trust the show enough for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then at that moment that gets resolved, that's when the changeling comes, the founder, comes in to fuck with Troy. But you know what, Mike, you might be the only one who knows this. The drink the droids drink and the planet that the Rikers go to for their son has the same name. Isn't it both called Nepenthe or Nepenthe?
That's right.
Oh,
Alpha with the take.
That's right. Nepenthe or Nepenthen or something
It's
like
the
that.
drink and it's the planet. These bad robot writers. How many executive producers do these shows have in common?
Wow.
Yeah, What a in the Nepenthe, I think my science officer told PDB told me that it's the phylum name for or the genus name for the pitcher plant, which
I
makes
think
very little
so.
in-universe sense.
Wow, mind blown.
Yep.
Yeah, and both this and the same week, it's just such a tight, non-creative loop. I've actually started watching baseball again, and baseball's not the most exciting thing, but at least
No.
it's not as predictable as I mean, if baseball was a Disney game, it would be an indeterminate score until a woman came out of the stands and just struck everybody out and hit a home run later to win the game. I mean, this is predictable, man. I'd rather watch the fucking Mets, and I mean, what does that say about my life?
This is like, almost kind of conspiracy theory kind of stuff now. On the same week,
once the Mets
the
came up,
same-
yeah.
the same word is used, the same thing is mentioned. Like, that's weird. That is weird. So, but anyway, it's about that time again. So I just want to thank a lot of people that have ended up joining into the chat. So let's see, who do we have in the chat tonight? We had Disney Sheepherder, and of course we had Phantom Boomer Explores and Phantom Boomer, and of course the illustrious Phantom Outsider as well, and Crimson Toys, and we had the Lost Wanderer in here as well. And Penny also, who did end up watching Mario today, so good for her. And let's see, who else do we have? Oh yeah, that's right. We had JJ Abrams in here as well.
That's right.
And
we actually had a chat member called JJ Abrams. So
that's right.
We have to single that out for people who watch later and are like, what the fuck?
And John Rendell. Oh, and of course, George Lucas also dropped in. So and
gone a bit too far in a few places.
That's right. So we had the illustrious creator of Star Wars himself also in here, George Lucas, which is amazing. And we had Gear to be Luffy as well. And let's see, who else do we have in here? Oh, and of course Stephen Ransom joined in at the last second. Oh, and Penny, you're still here. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sticking around still, Penny.
We had a great time with Stephen Ransom on Saving Star Trek, breaking down the episode of Picard. He was an asset to us that week.
I know.
You're one guy short, and he came in like just to hit it out of the park for us.
That's right.
Thank you, Stephen Ransom.
Yes, thank you, Stephen Ransom. Also, yeah,
and we long for the day where you're on Saving Star Trek too, because that'll be great. You have the Picard knowledge.
I try that, or I just fake it really well.
You've suffered for that.
I do. So, Pop Culture Republic, go ahead and plug your channel and what's going on in your end there.
All right. Well, I'm Pop Culture Republic. I do live streams on just about anything I enjoy, whether it's comic books, novels, TV shows, movies. I recently did a live stream on K-dramas that I enjoyed a great deal. I think the next one I'll come up with is some of my favorite anime series, shows. And then I'm scripting one for what I could say is the decline in entertainment and culture. That's kind of broad, but I'm trying to work something out with it on a kind of unique angle to approach on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. So, anything else going on?
No, just trying to juggle real life stuff and find the time to do live streams.
Oh, dear God. Aren't we all?
Yes.
and
watch TV shows.
Well, yeah, and of course, actually, yeah, I am watching one right now that's pretty interesting. It's from Brazil, so I'll let you know how that all turns out. So far, it looks pretty interesting. Admiral Teague, sir, what do you got going on? Tell us what's going on.
Join me. You will be well treated. My name is Admiral Teague, and I follow the adventures. You may know me from following the adventures of a certain bald, cowardly space robot from week to week, and we will be ending out our coverage of Star Trek Picard in just 2 more weeks with the end of what's been assured to us to be just great art here. It's going to redeem itself. I'm sure of it. This week it's turning itself around, so don't miss this week's episode of Saving Star Trek. We watch it live on Thursday, where I react in horror. I'm usually in need of medication. Then on Fridays, we break it down with the panel. And Sunday, we just have a normal talk show where we don't talk about Star Trek because otherwise we might get crazy. And join me. You will be well treated. We're stronger with you than without you. I need your expertise to fly this starship. And I want to also shout out to our buddy and great host and fellow hater of the Cowardly Bald Space Robot, Comic Relief Crusader. He hit 700 subs. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Thanks, man.
Very cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Here's to the next 700. Or as another famous man once said, Poland in the fall, Paris in the spring.
Nice. Elegantly said, my
Yeah.
dear sir. So, no, thank you very much. And I mean, thanks to everybody that right now helped me. I actually just looked and it's like 701. So 701.
I told you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know what? And I just got to say, thank you to everybody that helped make it happen. I mean, it's it's getting there. So
Hey, this is a member milestone, everybody. Hit the like and follow buttons, whether you're here now or on the drive-through later, because you know what? That really helps out our pal Mike, and that's going to help him get another 700.
that's right, man. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
Join us.
I really appreciate it.
Join us. You will be well treated.
That's right. You will. You will laugh. You will split
my
your
pitch.
proverbial sides.
I used the pitch from Space Seed. Can't you see how pointless it is? Join me. We offer the world order and comedy.
I like that. So, and also, to everybody that came in here. Also, I mentioned the other podcast that was on, or sometimes try to make it to, and JRC 99. Hey, you just made it actually at the end of the broadcast. You had better catch it on the replay.
Hey, do me a favor before we get out of here. Can you give me a wrench?
I could do that.
Yeah,
Sure. I
this
got to
way,
figure out how to add wrenches on top of that too.
Oh, you go into like if you don't have the YouTube open, don't bother with it. But if you have the YouTube window of yourself open, you go to my name and there's like 3 little dots, and you hit it. And don't make me your managing moderator for God's sake. But just when we get this in the chat here, we have a friend called Ranker Steve, and sometimes Mike and I are on that channel too. And he has a show called Manorama. So I'm just going to put that in the chat so that we can make sure that people know about that great, entertaining show.
That's right. Yeah, because
And
on
you never know
Thursdays,
who
Caught the last couple of them and I was really enjoying them.
because on
shows
Thursdays
get
we're
really
also on
coming together.
Manorama.
Yeah, show's really coming together. It's a great listen. I recommend it to everyone.
Let me see if I can find you.
I threw the link in the chat for myself. Don't worry about it. But please
okay,
give me I'm also on the last. I am like the second to last comment. If you want to give me the wrench.
Okay. Let me. God, where are you? I know you're here somewhere.
I also, you know what? While you do that, let me just repeat my challenge. Listen, I'm going to be on top of the Silver Cup Studios building in just 2 hours. Any other immortals in the area of New York City, I challenge you to fight me for the prize. Fight me! You will be well treated.
You will be adorned.
Yes, meet me on holy ground, Highlander.
That's
I'm gonna, free on YouTube this month is Highlander the Source. So I think I'm going to watch it and review it. The first 20 minutes didn't bother me too much. I have to start it over again, but it didn't bother me too much. And I recommend 80 for Brady to watch with your mom.
You know what? Put something in the chat again so I see your name. And then...
I will be...
You know what? Because this is something I probably should have done earlier, but I never got around to it.
Everybody
So
out there in YouTube land, I just want to say this is an extraordinary. I should be the very last comment now. This is actually a really hard thing to do. To be as funny as Mike is, be his own producer, and keep this going.
Yep.
And Pop is just a great sidekick to him. And I'm fortunate enough to be allowed to come here to vent my insanity for you and just listen to two guys I've come to really enjoy working with and respect. And please, come on,
thank you.
saving Star Trek sometime, guys.
there you go.
I know you've got like a work and lurk situation, but we're gonna get you on there. Like we'll do a midweek one time just so I can get you and me together. And
Exactly.
you know what I was thinking is maybe a round table with people from all the shows, like you
Yeah.
and anti-derivative Jill and other people to
That would be
kind of
cool.
talk about it and like maybe have an all so to speak 735 view of it. Maybe Klobby would be interested or Mark D with a C. And
Yeah.
we can all get together and
Yep.
talk about this Picard thing and how we feel it affects us. I know a lot of people just won't even engage with it. And
That's true.
I can't blame you, honestly. And even people who endorse it have said things like, "Oh, well, if they burned you too many times and you can't deal with it, that's cool too."
Yep.
Nobody.
Oh,
was
that's
gonna
right,
get-
because you were on Jill's show today too.
That's right. We did a really weird episode. Of course, I get to parachute in to do metamorphosis for the plot is I want more vaccine. And then the next part of the plot is gender is an immutable constant across the universe, Captain. There are only two. That's right, Spock. The gender of the bigotizer proved it. Remember, because they build this thing
Yep.
to the cloud. In Metamorphosis, if people don't remember, the shuttlecraft gets pulled down to a planet, and there's a hot, sick chick in it, and she's really pretty. And like, if you like women who are like unapproachable ice queens, this chick is it. Like, she's just kind of a bitch, but she's really hot, and she's also ill. So there's a reason why she's behaving badly. But and she's also fairly cool considering what she's going through. She's a very successful member of the Federation, but they're just like. The character was basically fridged, and there were a couple problems at the end. And it's what I hate is now that we have to review things like Picard. When I
Yeah.
do regular Star Trek, people are like, you have to hold it to the same standard. So I'm like, in this episode, I really think at the end, Kirk should never have said, because in this episode, what happens is a guy gets pulled down to a planet, and he's the
Yeah.
guy from the movie First Contact. So it's kind of a big Star Wars deal, and Star Trek deal. And now he's about 170, 185 years old, 200 years old. And he's been there with this weird energy field. And when he finds out that the energy field is female, he's grossed out and really angry that a female presence has been inside his head, or that it's been in his headspace without knowing it's that much about it, like it held it back from him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to square up. The whole episode is weird. And then at the end, they're like, Kirk, do me a favor. Don't tell anyone about me. And it's like, oh, yeah, you have the Assistant Secretary General of the UN, and you're like a 240-year-old founding father of the Federation. We're just going to leave you here. It's like, no, sorry. Scientists need to know about this and this energy cloud that pulled us from the sky.
There we go.
That was
Yeah.
an actual, and I hate that we have to think that way now, but New Trek has been so bad that we have to make certain concessions when we review.
There we go.
Kind of contrived to be episodic at the end.
JRC 99 US says, stand by, there may be a huge Star Trek panel for us small YouTubers led by our favorite future ruler of the earth. Awesome.
Wow.
Wow,
So we
I
know
would
who
love to hear
that is. Yeah, exactly. And also inserted in the chat is the link for Rancor Steve for the Manorama show as well. So please check that out as well.
He is a
Where we
Thursday
just
night
have
listen.
That's right. Thursday night at 7 Pacific.
Which is 10 p.m.
Now.
for you Americans on the East Coast.
That's right. And also
-4 GMT. Oh no, -7 GMT.
And also what I mentioned before, please Raymond Feliciano's channel, King Dolphin TV. Where also on his channel you will get the occasional update as to what's going on with his book and this comic as we're doing it in development right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the night. I want to thank everybody that showed up here. Pop Culture Republic, thank you for dropping in again, and Admiral Teague, you
It's great to be here, and
Yep.
congratulations again on 700 subs. Wow, what an accomplishment!
Very cool. Yes.
Thanks,
The best
man.
is yet
Thanks,
to come,
man.
my friend. The best is yet to come.
That's right. So, and
You did it the hard way, man, and the honest way, one sub at a time.
exactly
Just being you, you've never held back. You get the real
One-
deal here.
one bad dad joke at a time. So, and oh boy,
It's a
that
mystery
news.
box. It's a mystery how it got to here. A mystery box.
Exactly. And oh, yeah, that's right. And also for everybody that missed out on the news at the beginning of the show, please check
Oh,
it out.
no.
You will get a laugh. I promise you. I promise you. So yeah.
My mind
Steve,
is still reeling from that, by the way.
fine, I'm leaving and I'm taking my Timbits with me.
And if you're only
Right,
joining
fine.
us now, make sure you go to the middle of the stream at the 1 hour mark where you get the commercial, because that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
once again.
That's right. So from all of us here in the chat to all of you in the chat, thank you very much for dropping on by. Stay tuned next week for another Titillating Tuesday. Enter the Geekosphere. And we will see you next week. So
Yep.
later, everyone.
Night, everybody.
Bye.